Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and I was not going to make a video on this. I was just playing, and then I had it on the side of, like over here when I was making a video yesterday, and somebody said, "How did you draw that?" So it's pretty cool. And if you watched my video this morning, I actually had this right here. If you hold down the control button, I actually had that already set up. And it kind of was irritating. So I'm going to go ahead and mirror it because I want it in that direction. And then I'm going to go to effects and contour the outside one time. Let's go 0.5, see what that looks like. That's too much. That's one thing good about the undo tool. That looks good enough. Now I'm going to take and color the outside in red, and you could pick any color you want. And now, like I said, I wasn't going to do a video on this, but somebody saw it, thought it was cool. So you have that. Now we want to group that together. Whoop. Grab it all, group and group. Now I'm just going to kind of slightly turn it at an angle. I don't know why, but I just did. And then I'm going to, I don't know that I can reduplicate it, but I'm hoping. Control D and make a duplicate, and then move the rotation somewhere about in there. Let's open up the Windows Docker transformation or transform, depending on what yours is. I'm going to rotate it 30 degrees 11 times. Not enough because we're too far apart. So what we can do is bring this in, do it again, because we kind of want them touching. And I actually, now that I see it, I want it more at an angle. Whoop. So what I'm going to have to do is just kind of back up and put that more at an angle. There we go. Now, Control D and make a duplicate. Control D and make a duplicate. Hit the center rotation, move the center to about where we had it. And that looks pretty good. I don't think it looks as good as this one. But then we're going to group this together. Go up to Object, Group, Control G, and we're going to grab the Twirl tool. Most of you probably didn't realize that I had some twirl in there. Maybe a little bit bigger, make it 11 inches, because I just want to grab the inside. Now, I want to take the Smart Fill tool, and I want to fill this in with red. And now I want to get my twirl tool back. And I just want to lightly twirl it. Now I wasn't in the center, I can see, so let's back up here. I'm going to have to, tell you what, I'm going to have to put everything in the center of the page. That's what I always do, and this is why it's pretty important. Because I want indexing lines now in the center of the page. Sorry about that. You can use any tool to get your indexing lines. It doesn't have to be the pick tool. Let's zoom in here. Now let's get the twirl tool. Put that right in the middle and just twirl it. And really and truly what I should have done, because I really want that twirl inside of those yellow dots. So let's do this. Let's back up. Let's make our item a little bit bigger by holding down the Shift key. Now grab the Twirl tool, put it right in the center. Maybe make it 12 inches. And I don't expect you to make this one, but just give you some ideas. And I'm going to twirl it quite a bit. And what it did, it gave some, I don't know, some different look to the graphic. Now I'm going to left click, right click, and make that something other than a hairline. I don't like that as much, but if you make it something other than a hairline so it will not, won't cut, and this is really for a printer, but it just kind of gives it a neat effect. Then what I did, I'm going to take a blue and fill that in. So I've got I'm trying to reduplicate it. It's not going to be as nice as that one. I started off with more of an angle, and I like my twirls through there better, but you get the idea. Now I'm going to hit the Control G to group it together, and then I'm going to make a duplicate of it. And then I'm going to make it quite a bit smaller. That's probably pretty good. I'm going to take away the blue. Whoop, I got it grouped together. Go to group and ungroup. And I'm going to take the blue away. Just kind of see what these look like. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Then off the side, I'm going to hit the plus sign and move this down. This is one of the places you'd want to use the duplicate. Control D, because once you get this thing set, then you could Control D again. It'll move it that exact amount. And you just want to have it big enough to fit in there. Then I'm going to Control D all of them, but let me zoom in. I'm going to set it like staggered. Then you can take these and hit Control D and stagger them back. And then you're done. You're done. Now we need to group these together. Make sure we didn't get any of that other part. Go to group. And I don't like using the power clip, but this is probably the only way you could put that many in there. Now, and it doesn't matter because we're going to put the center of the page. But I'm going to nudge it out so we can nudge it back in case there's a problem. Now I'm going to take and left click, right click. I'm going to grab our item. I'm going to go up to Effects, Power Clip, Place Inside Frame. Now we got that. And now I can nudge it back. I'm going to try to hit P, and it worked. You see we have white in the background. Well, that's not a problem. And this is something you could do two different ways. I'm going to make a boundary of the whole thing. I'm going to set my nudge factor larger first. Set on like 10 inches. I'm going to grab it all. I'm going to make a boundary. Then I'm going to move the boundary out of the way, and I'm going to fill the boundary in with a light shade of purple. And then I'm going to hit P and put it at the center of the page. I'm going to go to Object, Order, Back a Page. So now you have those blue flowers, or they're not flowers, but you've got a pink back or a light background behind them. So I did a lot better on the first one. That one looks really cool. This one kind of looks sick. But you get the idea. I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.